A very good morning to all of you present here. Dear students, today we have amongst us, as you can see, Ms. Richa Agarwal, who is a counseling psychologist. She has done her master's in psychology and she has also compassed a postgraduate diploma in guidance in counseling and also in human resources management. Presently, she's working at Gauri Ridge IVF as infertility counselor and also at North Delhi Nursing Home and Tanman Clinic. She has conducted innumerable workshops in different schools and hospitals in Delhi and NCR, our school being one of them, of course. Her area of expertise are plenty, one of which is career counseling. But if I must say, I was talking to her about it, if I must say, icing on the cake is something that I'm proud to share with all of you, that she's the alumni of DLDAV Model School, Shalimar Bagh 1993 batch. So, dear students, she's right here with us to help you all explore and broaden your knowledge about careers in the field of psychology. So now, without much ado, and taking no more valuable time, I hand over the mic to our expertise of Miss Richa Agarwal. So Richa, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm really honored to be here today, and I'm really very overwhelmed by seeing the amount of students attending it. Seriously. So, like today, our basic topic of discussion would be how to find our passion and how to pursue it. So, for that, I will present a slide. Just give me a moment. Just a moment, ma'am.
That's okay, Richa. Take your time.
Yeah. Is the slide visible to everyone?
Yes, Richa, it is.
So now we are starting with how to find your passion and pursue it. See, friends, actually, a very warm welcome, first of all, to all of you. And I tell you one thing, there comes a time of confusion in each one of our life when we think like we are capable of doing something and we have interest in something else, and our parents want us to do yet another field or pursue another field. And combined with all this, there are so many factors: social, financial, emotional, and also our personality type which we have. So starting your career with so much of confusion in your mind will never get you anywhere, and it's not a good thing either. So today we will discuss about this thing. So there are two most important things in our life, two important days in our life, I must say. First, when we are born, and second, when we find out why we are born, for our reason for our being actually. It can be so frustrating when people say, okay, you should follow your passion. Yes, sure, we know we should follow our passion, but how to find one? So if I switch on to this next slide, just a moment. Yeah, if you break down the component of passion into a formula, it really is passion is interest plus our engagement. See, whenever we are doing something, we are doing it to an extent that we don't know where we are sitting and we get so much engaged. If I talk about myself in my career, like if I'm doing a psychology workshop, if I'm attending to a client, so I am so much involved, I just lose control of my time. I read a lot about it, I just do research a lot about it, I watch videos, I do read blogs, write books, read books, and like embarrassing amount of time I spend on these activities. This is how I become more passionate about it. So let's move to the next slide. See, there is, in Japan, there is a village named Okinawa. That village is famous for the lifestyle of the people. The people living in Japan, in that village, they live a longer life. Almost 80% of their people cross 100 years of age. and they have, no health issues at all, and they live a very happy and contentful life. So how does it is how what they do special that brings this joy to their life? They follow their ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese word which means reason for being, why we are here. And according to them, each one of us have an ikigai, be it anyone, we all have our ikigai. So, and it is, and you can find it out. We need to just answer 4 questions about it, and that is what you love, what you are good at, and what the world needs from you, what you can get paid for. These 4 things will combine, and when you know all the answers to these questions, you will find your ikigai definitely. So since it is a big thing, so I just today my area of control would be the passion one. So let's move on to the next slide. Now I would request you that you just, if you have a pen and paper in front of you, you just make 4 columns in that, the way it is shown on the window, and mark it. I'll just give you a like minute time, you can make it, because I tell you it will really help you. As I have spoken about in the initial, like when I started with the session, that we need an aptitude, we need a personality to know like what personality type we have, we all know what our interests are. So these 3 things, generally when we do career counseling, we work upon these 3 things. Sometimes it is, it gets difficult that we get to know our, like what we are good at, and like what are we, even sometimes we feel like I don't know what I love to do. So that regarding that, I'll give you a little bit of guidance, since we cannot do an elaborate career counseling over here, but we are going to cover 2 aspects of it today. One, to find out our personality type, and second, to little bit of interests of ours, because aptitude is a big thing to do which cannot be done online here. So if you are done, should I start? Hello?
I think you started. Yes.
Yeah. So let's come to these are 4 quadrants. So let's see the first quadrant then. In first quadrant, write down what you love and what you are good at. And if you are like having a difficulty, right now you write it yourself, whatever you can. But if you're having a difficulty knowing that, so you can ask your friend for that. See how it, like if you have a friend, you just ask your friend, like how do we connect? What do you think I am good at? What do you think brings, supposedly they may say that, oh, I think your writing skills are perfect, your drawing is perfect, you sketch too good. So this way, like your mechanical knowledge is too good. So that way is, if you are not able to gain insight yourself, you can gain insight through your friends. So they may help you, your family may help you, because when you are living with people around, you know what your strengths are, and then when you get the acknowledgement from them, you will also be able to get that. Does anyone want to share? Ma'am, I am not able to see the chat box. If anyone has shared, can you share it with me?
No, but can you just speak it out, any one of you?
And please raise your hands.
Yes,
if you want to
can.
show.
So yes, you just keep on filling those quadrants. Now, now we come to the second quadrant, which says you don't love, but you are good at. See, if I talk about myself, I know how to drive, and I know it very well. I know how to edit videos, edit my content, but I really don't love to do it. It is just, I know it. So this way, try to connect like what you are good at, but you really don't like to do it. So write down that in the second quadrant. Then we come to the third one. That is, you love, but you are not good at. So, like Abhi, like few days before, a girl came to me for that. Like she had a, a drawing में उसका perfection था बहुत ज़्यादा. So she wanted to say कि मेरे को ड्राइंग बहुत अच्छा आता है, लेकिन ये जब से लॉकडाउन शुरू हुआ है इसका टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट बहुत हो गया है. आई डोंट नो हाउ टू डू इट ऑनलाइन कैसे करते हैं, कंप्यूटर पे कैसे करते हैं. सो व्हाट आई गाइडेड हर वाज टू गेन नॉलेज इन दैट फील्ड. And now she is doing wonderful in it. Like, she's getting to see, you yourself are known to the fact that due to COVID, people are, switching on to the gadgets and switching on to this virtual world. So she has gained a knowledge and she is doing wonderfully now. So this is what she loved it, but she was not knowing it. So she just gained insight into that, and now she is doing good. So this is what we should write in the third quadrant. And the fourth quadrant, which we should never look for, is the things which you neither love nor you are good at. So please, I would request you never go ahead with that thing which you don't love and you are not good at either. So basically, if we talk about this thing, we should keep three things in mind while we try to find our interest. That is, first is just you write down, first is just we have to be very, very deeply getting into it, because when we are not investing time and our knowledge and time, then we are not going to get any results. Then second thing is identify all the quadrants. It will be of great help to you if you identify each things in your quadrant. It will become very specialized. You'll get slots and you will be able to pick up what is good for you, what you will like, what you will not like. And then increase your time in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, because when you do what you love and you gain knowledge on what you want to do and you are not able to cope up. See, we are born as a blank slate. So when we grow up, it is our choice what we are picking, what will, our interest is here. So we should gain knowledge in that and we should do wonderful in that field. So rather than doing what you are not loving and you are good at, rather than going ahead with the things which you don't love and which you are not good at, you basically focus on this thing. And last thing which I think want to say is just daydream about what you are thinking. Like, just daydream. See yourself 5 years from now, where you see yourself after 5 years from now. Like, kahin na kahin you will picturize yourself. Okay, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be an artist, I want to be a YouTube creator, or whatever. You have plenty of options available now. So that is one thing. Now let's switch to the, do you want to discuss about this quadrant, any one of you?
Let me see if someone raises a hand or something. No one is doing it. Anybody would like to more elaboration on this, bete? Gauri, you want to ask something? Yes, you can unmute yourself.
What if we have 3 answers to the first box, you love and are good at? How do you choose from that?
Repeat, Gauri. Please, you repeat your question, Gauri.
I'm saying, what if we have 3 answers to the first box, what I love and I'm good at? How do I choose from that?
That's wonderful, Gauri. That's wonderful. If you have 3 things, that's wonderful.
She wants to say then how to make a selection of it, then how to come to a conclusion that what exactly I need to do then.
So what are the 3 things you have written? Can you share? Would you like to share?
Gauri, you can speak it out. Yeah, you can.
Yes, ma'am. It's psychology, it's creative writing and singing.
Psychology, creative writing and singing. These are the 3 things she loves to do and good at.
Okay. And what have you picked in quadrant 3, Gauri?
Painting, drawing, sort of a thing.
Painting and drawing. She's not good at it, though she loves it.
Okay. See, Gauri, sometimes what happens is we get confused about in between our hobby and our interest. So do not connect your hobbies to your interest, actually. If it is something, you are passionate about, you forget everything, and there are certain things in which all the 3 things can work up for you. So you really need to give a deep thought in that and then move ahead. And writing down everything which you have, what we do when we are doing a career counseling, we write down everything and then we see all the quadrants, and then can you select anything which you really want. See, you can't write three things together in both the things, because you are writing three things you love and you are good at in the first quadrant, and again you are writing in you love but not good at. So how can you write it in the first quadrant when you are writing it in the third one? In this, you have to write both the things you love and you are good at also.
Sorry, Richa, this is Latika. I'm a faculty member. I just want to say, I think the problem with students in class 11 especially, and even 12 probably, is they are confused because they see so many opportunities and are not able to pinpoint which they would like to go for as a career. And somewhere that pressure is also there, that they need to earn well. So that financial part also plays a role. And the worst thing I think for students is not everything they like, they're able to get admission into. So,
definitely.
That's a challenge.
Something what Gauri is saying is that she's finding it, she likes to do three things, but I think she'll start deciding whether I can do psychology better, I would be paid well, and whether I'll be able to get admission. She's a good student, so maybe she'll be able to take that call. But generally, I've seen that students find it very difficult to balance both the things, their likes with the admission and the money part, the three things.
Yes, ma'am, that is why, where career counseling works for them, because this confusion, it is not only one part which I'm discussing right now that would help them. You really need to dig deep and invest your time a little bit and then think and go ahead with what we can see. When I started the session, I myself said that there are many factors like social, financial, emotional. Sometimes, if some student want to go for medical, but the emotions related to that surgery, that blood part, that injection, that brings in some fright in them and, stop them from moving ahead with that career. So we really need to invest deep time in that and then go ahead with what we are actually, be able to do. So that needs to know, we needs to know the okay, financial part is okay. We need to know the aptitude of the student, and you are saying she is a brilliant student. So that ways we really need to, invest individually on her for that.
She came to me when she was in 10th and she said that she wants psychology. That was her one consistent thing. Other subjects she was a little, not clear about.
So here the point is, she has a passion towards it, so she will not let go psychology for anything else.
Right.
Yeah, so that way it is quite understandable that psychology is her part. Up psychology, maybe there are many branches, which she can pursue. It is not only psychology, it is a big umbrella term. There are so many, subtitles under psychology. So we really need to focus on that. Right? I think I made it clear.
Yeah, I think so. Gauri must have got her answer. Yes, Richa, you can continue.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we'll move ahead with the next thing now, knowing more about ourselves, right? Means knowing our personality type, although this is a very small thing to do, and because we cannot have, there are actually 16 personality types in every, from which each of us can be a one type. So here, which we cannot do that such a big elaborate test. Here I'm going to ask you two questions, very simple two questions, and you just don't think that it will determine, don't take it as extremes. It is not black and white. We all are there, so in certain amount of thing is there in us with all the things, like if we are outgoing, if we are people oriented, task oriented, or we are reserved. So let me ask you questions now. Like first question would be like, do you think, are you outgoing or you are a reserved kind of a person? That means, like, if I talk about outgoing, you want to start the conversation whenever you are getting into somebody, with talking with somebody, or you are introduced to a group, or you love to be a center of attraction in a group. You lead the conversation whenever there is a presentation in a school or anything. You want to participate, and you want to be in the upfront seat. And if we talk about reserved, is you'll have to pull you out. You absorb conversation rather than going out and speaking. You absorb what is being said. So are you an outgoing? Are you a reserved person? So that will definitely, if you don't want to share, it's okay, but it's for your knowledge, your own, like you'll be able to know yourself better. So you can keep it to yourself, and if you want to share, you can share on the window.
Meaning they need to identify. They need to identify themselves, which category they fall in.
You are an outgoing person. It is not, I'm talking, there is no extremes in any individual. I again say there can be gray mode, but there is always a dominant kind of a thing. Like, if I talk about myself, I am dominant. I really am able to talk to people. I'm able to, but it is not always I want to lead the conversation. It's not like that. So I also fall somewhere in between, but then too there are extremes. So just mark it in, and then we'll move forward to the next question. Are you people oriented or are you a task oriented person? So people oriented people, if I say, they always think about, like, whatever I am doing, whatever I am presenting, are the people enjoying it? Are you having fun or not? If I talk about right now, when I'm talking to you, I have in mind, okay, whatever I'm telling you, are you enjoying it? Are you getting bored or not? Is it like that? So I'll be more concerned about that thing. कि आप लोग enjoy कर रहे हो कि नहीं? Are you understanding what I'm trying to say or not? And task oriented में people रहेंगे कि okay, they have the fixed deadlines. Okay, ये काम इस time पे खत्म हो जाना चाहिए. They will be more focusing on every minute detail. They will be perfectionist. They want every little thing to be done on time. So these are the two questions which I've asked you. Frame an answer for yourself and keep it to yourself, or share it, whatever way you are comfortable. Now I'll share what task oriented and outgoing. If you are outgoing and you are task oriented, that means you have a dominant kind of you dominate the conversation, you direct the audience, you lead groups, you are a team leader, you work on deadlines, and you make things happen, and you plan things and you stick to it. And if I talk about, I'll just give you few examples for that, like who all can fall in this category is, you can go ahead with being managers, bankers, consultants, all these will fall into this category. Then if I talk about the next category, it's outgoing. If you're outgoing and people oriented, then in that case you can become an influencer, you can be a motivational speaker, you bring in new ideas, you bring in change, and you can negotiate, you can talk, you can interact. And media people, we can include media people in this inspiring category. And like advertising, something related to when you are trying to get attraction from the people towards your side. So in that category, limelight kind of a thing, that comes in the second category. Now if we talk about the reserved and task oriented, this collective, this is called. So these people, they look for details, they are focused, they focus mainly on quality, like they are very perfectionist, they don't want a little bit of, they cannot compromise in quality, they are very conscious. So their main thing will be to work on quality. So like in this, we can talk about computer coders, software developers, and then all kind of technical handling, we can include these people in that. Then we talk about the fourth category, that is people oriented and reserved. In that, people like psychologists, counselors. They will, they will be supportive, they will be stable, they are very stable emotionally, they are very stable mentally, so they can provide support to people, and they can work as team. So these are the 4 basic personality types, but as I mentioned, there are 16 types of personalities, and we really need to work more on that, for that individual basis. So this is just a brief outline of how we can work upon the personality type and know about our personality. So to end with, I will tell you to keep main things in mind while you are choosing your ikigai, or your reason for being. First thing, choose a task that is challenging enough. Okay, don't take it, pick something which is too easy and it becomes boring. Neither take too much beyond your ability. So that is where the aptitude test come in picture. It will help you in knowing that whether you'll be able to do that job or not. Then focus on the process. This I suggest to each and every person, be it related to your professional life, be it related to your family life. Please focus on the process. Don't you please go ahead and look for the results. I know definitely our end point would be our results, but if we fix our eye on the result, then we will not be able to focus on the process. Suppose we are starting at point A and we want to reach at point B, so we need to know how to go and reach to that point B. And if you have it with that determination, you will definitely reach to point B. No one could stop it, but you have to be focused on the process and you have to follow the right path. And do not multitask. Doing 2 things or 3 things at a time will definitely, suppose you are focusing on any one subject of yours, don't think, okay, mera mobile pada hai, okay, notification aaya hai, I'll just go and peep inside, I'll just go and see it, or else I'll switch on to the array mera to bahut syllabus pada hai, mujhe ye bhi karna hai. So you get anxious, and in that anxiety you spoil your time, you waste your time. So you just focus on, okay, मैंने ये कर लिया है, अब मैं ये कर लेता हूँ. So don't do that. Just focus on one task only, don't multitask. And never stop learning, whatever it may be, whatever field you are choosing. It may not be related to your field, but never stop learning. And I know you are quite young for that. You have so many things to go ahead with. So definitely you have so much of energies and you can go ahead with so many things. So never stop learning. Surround yourself with good people, positive people. So there are some people who brings in negativity. I don't say that shut them down, but at least if I'm telling you to surround yourself with good friends, that means you could be a good friend for your friend also, your other colleague also. So try and imbibe and try and follow that perspective. And exercise daily and reconnect with nature. So this is what I really had in mind to share with you. Now we can go ahead with quick Q&A session, and if somebody has shared something, we can talk about it.
Yeah, we can do that. Richa, one concern before students, I think it will be a common question from all of the students, especially our psychology students.
Right.
What they are looking out for, I do understand that they need to first explore themselves first before exploring the opportunities in their life. I believe they also want to know, like, for example, we had example of Gauri, and there could be many psychology enthusiasts in our group. They also want to know what opportunities they have, what portals are open for them in this wide world. What else can they do with their passion, if they have a passion in psychology as a subject? What other...
there are so many fields in psychology which they can pursue. See, first thing is what I am right now, sitting in front of you, counseling psychologist.
Yes.
Then we have a clinical psychologist who work also in a hospital background and who works with the more technical part of mental diseases.
Yeah.
So there comes the clinical psychology. In that we do many tests are there. which can be conducted in that. Then comes criminal psychology.
Okay.
So that is related to, if some like family issues, juvenile courts. So you can connect to all these things and work in that. Then comes forensic psychology. It is related to the research work which is being done to investigate in any case. This is really an upcoming field, and it will help students, like किसी को अगर इंटरेस्ट है इन चीजों में कि पता करने में कि क्या इसके पीछे मर्डर हुआ है तो इसके पीछे क्या मिस्ट्री है, क्या साइकोलॉजी उसकी बंदे की रही होगी जिसने उसको मारा है, तो in that ways it is worked on that. Criminal में हम इस तरह से, forensic में हम इस तरह से करते हैं, sorry. And then comes industrial and organizational psychology. In that we work with the corporates, and like we have so many corporates which are appointing psychologists personally for themselves. So in that scene, what you have to do is you have to do certain workshops to boost the morale of the employees over there. And then within like a organization, there are so many problems amongst the employees. There are so many trust issues, so many fights which employees are picking up because of the promotions and because of the seats, and maybe many other things, being in good books of the boss. So we in that case you have to handle that stuff as well. And then organizing anything for your company, like any programs or any training workshops. So this comes under the corporate. And then we have a special education. Yeah, like everyone is aware of like autistic learning disorders to children, and so we have to work upon them. Like कई लोगों का इंटरेस्ट होता है कि वो उस लेवल पे वर्क करना चाहते हैं. They really want to help children, of that age. You can associate with NGOs. You can associate with there are many, groups which work for such things. So support groups are there, social groups are there. So you can associate with them and do your personal work as well. So these are certain things. And then there is sports psychology. It is also an upcoming branch. So in sports psychology, you need to, stick to that sports person, and, with their regime, with everything related to sports, we have to work upon that. And then you can go for research. Research can also be done. You can like R&D is there. Then as I'm working for this thing, infertility counseling, that is also like, although it is not a specialized branch alag se, but we can if you have a science background, then you will be really be good to, because what the IVF procedure is, what like all ऐसा बेसिक नॉलेज तो वैसे 10th वाले बच्चों को भी होता है, बट 11th 12th में अगर साइंस होता है, इट विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड द साइकोलॉजी ऑफ इनफर्टिलिटी पेशेंट बेटर, एंड then you can guide the patient, make the patient aware of it. So there are many fields. It is just a passion for that, and you are good to go then.
The list seems to be endless. So
yeah, it is endless.
You just have to knock the right door, I believe. You need to knock the right door and identify.
Don't for yourself, actually.
For yourself, after identifying.
Every door is right, but what is right for you is a basic thing to check.
I mean, after identifying your area of interest and after exploring yourself, you need to reach the right place and explore it. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. Do we have any hands raised? Students, you can come up. Mehak Arya here. Richa, one Mehak Arya from 11th F wants to put up a question. So Mehak, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. I would really appreciate if you switch on your camera, Mehak. Mehak Arya?
I'm attending my class in PC, so it's difficult to switch
Okay,
on the
Mehak,
camera.
you can speak out your question, please.
Yes, so my question is that what would you prefer the students who are thinking to pursue as a counseling psychologist? Like, should they pursue their higher studies, be it graduation or post-graduation outside India, or India is like sufficient for them?
See, it completely depends on where you want to work after you are, graduating, and after you are like really, if you're planning that you want to settle outside and then move ahead, then though it's okay, you go ahead outside and you get it done from there. But if you really are thinking of planning of practicing in India, it would be better if you do it from here, because that will be the psychology thing. If we talk about Indian psychology, and if we talk about the psychology people, although the basic things would be same, basic study material would be the same, but you really need to see on what kind of client you are trying to work on, whether
I mean,
you want to work on Indians or whether you
yeah,
want to work there.
the terrain needs to be decided first. What is
Yes,
the background we
based
need?
on that you should decide.
Yeah.
Based on that you should decide.
Okay. I hope, Mehak, you got your answer. Okay, till someone comes up, Richa.
Yeah.
I mean, students, I was talking to some psychology students the other day. Richa, when you had pursued your, when you were completing schooling from Shalimar Bagh DAV,
Mhm.
now the students are really fortunate for past 1 year, since last year, we have psychology as a subject in our school.
Yes.
So that's a great privilege to them.
Yeah.
But Richa, during your time, we did not have psychology as an option in our school.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a feel-good factor for students who have psychology now. So do you
Mhm.
think that plays a good role? I mean, having psychology as a subject at a school level, do you think for their
Definitely.
graduation, for their post-graduation, or did you feel, while you did not have this subject in school, you wished that if I had it through there with my base, you must be having an aptitude for it. So do you miss that? Or do you think, or at the same time, do you think this will be an added advantage to our 11, 12 students for future?
Definitely, ma'am, it would be an added advantage. A strong base had been set for them, and they will, flourish in it, definitely. Although
Okay.
we didn't had that opportunity, and I really
Yeah.
missed that. But because then again, I had to work very hard in the
Right.
later stage, because I didn't had that base. So
Right.
it was there that I had to work hard, but all well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did with that. So,
You
but
know,
it is an added advantage to the
advantage.
child.
We always tell our students, they are a privileged lot in every way. And, the way the subjects choices are coming up in DL, DAV, Shalimar Bagh also, I
Yeah,
think they are a privileged lot. So
yeah.
I think I just
It
wanted
is a
them,
privilege for them.
yeah,
Although I had my science background at that time, I was a
right.
science student there.
Science student,
So
yeah.
I have a strong base for science then. I love that part also, but
Okay.
I
No, it's a good base. As you said just now, science students can have a good edge
yeah,
rather over
definitely.
exploring. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely they can.
So that is,
So
I had more exposure to science at that time, so it also helped me a lot, if I say. It has.
oh,
It did.
so it was good enough. So
Mm.
we have a question from Gia Single. Gia Single from 12th E wants to ask a question. Gia, please unmute yourself, beta.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. First of all,
Can
it was a
do you
great
mind,
session.
beta, do you mind switching on your camera?
Ma'am, I'm not able to.
Chalo, it's okay.
Sorry,
You can.
ma'am.
Okay, that's okay. Okay.
Ma'am, so my question is for pursuing psycho-oncology, does a person need to have a science or medical background? As I have a commerce with psychology.
Yeah. Okay.
नहीं, it is not important, Jia. You can basically, जैसे मैंने अपने आप को बाद में साइकोलॉजी में अपग्रेड किया, यू कुड अपग्रेड योरसेल्फ विद दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट, लाइक व्हाटएवर यू विल बी नीडिंग इन दैट context of oncology, in like oncopsychology. So it will help you when you put your added efforts to know more about how the process goes on. So it will not be a hindrance. I think you can follow what you are like aspiring for, but provided you work more on getting the knowledge about that field actually. So it will
Okay,
be
ma'am.
great help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Richa, we also have our own school counselor, Pooja Yadav. You must be knowing her. She's
Yes,
there.
yes, yes, ma'am.
And I think she would like to speak to you. Pooja, are you there?
Yes, thank you, Richa ji, for a wonderful session. I'm sure my psychology students are loving it.
Oh,
And
great.
I just wanted to add here that Jia, the school has given the option of psychology to commerce. So we obviously think about your future prospects. That's why we have given you. And there is nothing like a science student can do or a humanities student can do.
Yes.
Actually, psychology can be taken up by anyone,
Anybody.
Yes.
anybody.
Definitely.
So forget
And
about
it is
this
highly
thing. So
recommendable for science student as well. You know, it will help
exactly.
them. Yeah, definitely.
And this is a new field, so people are not aware about it. Lots of people have lot of interest in this subject, but when they
Yes.
enter and start studying it, then they understand that personality actually makes a difference when you are studying this subject.
It definitely
So
makes
yeah.
a difference.
So thanks a lot, Richa. I was listening to your session. It was wonderful, really wonderful. Thanks a
Thank
lot for
you.
coming
Pooja,
to our school.
Pooja, though
Thank
was
Yeah,
so
I
busy.
wanted.
Pooja,
I,
though was
I
so
just
busy.
Yeah.
I
wanted to
know
ask.
she had other sessions there, and I mean, she still took out time. Thank you, Pooja. Richa, I'm so honored. Our principal ma'am is also there, and she was
Okay.
also lovely. Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Uh,
morning, ma'am.
so
Good morning, everybody, and very good morning, Richa.
Good
Thanks
morning,
for
ma'am.
joining us. Yeah,
Thank
it was a very confident session. I did not listen to the whole of it, yes, but then I got the feel the moment I entered that
you.
you were communicating so well with the children. But then that's your expertise. So
Thank
therefore,
you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
that had to happen.
I
And
believe, ma'am. I believe, ma'am, she understands the pulse of the students very well. I mean, so
she
that way.
understands the pulse of everybody very well.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, that's it. Being a psychology, she does understand the pulse of all.
We
That's
need
an
to,
added.
we need to be aware of that. Then
I
only
believe
it will work.
I believe that's your best area, Richa.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I'm sure you
So
must be enjoying this particular field because this is a field which actually makes you understand how people work. So it's
Yes,
always
ma'am.
set me
Yes.
thinking that
It's
how
really very
people are so different.
intriguing.
Every person is so different because of their own circumstances, environment, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah,
And then
ma'am.
until unless one doesn't handle a person as an individual in themselves, that handling cannot be perfect, right?
Yeah,
So
ma'am. Ma'am,
yeah,
and it is always a learning also. I can't say that
yes,
I'm always guiding the people over there. Even I
exactly,
sometimes get enlightened by them.
right,
It's really it's a learning actually.
yeah.
Wow.
But thank you so much that every time, whenever we call you, you are there.
yeah, she's
मैम आप हमारे लिए थे हमेशा तो हम नहीं होंगे
सही बात है तो thanks for coming back, thanks for taking this session, thanks for actually guiding the students as if they were your very own, because that kind of guidance which we are getting in every session from our alumni,
yes
it touches you, because
yes
each
ma'am
and every person is telling them as if they're teaching their own child that this is how you're supposed to do, these are the ups and downs, these are the positives, these are the highs, these are the lows. So
yes
it's an opportunity which they have got. So, and
ma'am
that's
it's an
because of,
opportunity for us also. We are enjoying doing this and we are really liking it. Seriously, it's an opportunity for us also to connect with our alma mater again and again, and
right.
it's really very
Good that you think
overwhelming.
that way, because that is what makes us very strong.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so
Thank
Richa,
you, Richa.
please continue.
Yeah,
that
thank you,
was
Richa, for
your
joining. Yeah, Brenu,
yeah,
please carry on.
Meru, you please continue. You wanted to say
No, it's
something.
fine. It's fine.
Okay, Richa, that was your modesty and humility, as I can say that. Feeling the same, we're feeling touched. Just like ma'am said, the way you are handling the students, I mean, as if they are your own. I mean, being from the same school or something. I mean, I like that fact about you. And let me see if we have any more queries
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't know. Somehow, some students who had some questions in mind, they have not joined.
Okay.
Richa, I'll put up those questions which they had sent me. Would you answer them on their behalf?
Yeah.
I'll just put up that question to you. Yes. One of them said, Yes, you did speak about organizational psychologist, Richa. So one of them, Janvi, was asking what is the job outlook of organizational psychologists, and you did mention her questions were what were the different types of. I mean, you listed out so many, so I think that part has been answered. And the other one also, when you were talking about organizational psychology, talking about corporate attitude and also, I think that has been answered. There was one more question, Richa, and even I had that in mind. This was I mean, yesterday also we had some session. There also the expert was a psychologist. At the same time, she was into special education and all. Disha Gupta of our
Okay.
school. So this question says that. Are special educators and counseling psychologists same? She wants to say, I believe, I mean, she wanted to clarify on this. Are the special
No, they are
educators
not.
and,
No, they are not same. They are not the same.
I mean,
They are
being
different.
a,
You have to, train yourself whenever you are pursuing any field of psychology. You really need to take a very deep training.
yeah,
And handling special education children is a very challenging job to do actually, because
right.
handling a child with learning disability, an autistic child, it really needs lot of patience. Although any kind of patient you're handling, it takes lot of patience and empathization on your end.
Yes,
But
empathy. Yes, yes, empathy is the
yeah,
basic factor here.
yeah, so that is a very important thing. And it definitely, they you can follow that like BA part, BA psychology, that is okay. But for special education you really need to do that training for that part. So
Okay.
that requires a different training. It's
Because
not the
these
same.
days, I mean, since yesterday's sessions also, we noticed that students are gaining more interest in this,
Yes,
being a
they are
counseling.
looking for this. This is a good
I'm really liking this fact that students today have developed this sensitivity towards such things. They have this
Hmm.
empathy that they want to do something for the society.
Yeah.
Being a counseling psychologist and specializing in this special education kind of a thing, I think this is a great cause. So
Yes.
I find their interest more in this one.
That is
Uh,
wonderful that she's
I,
thinking of you. That's
I,
nice.
I really appreciate such thoughts by today's generation.
Yeah.
Now Latika is here once again. Latika, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, Richa, when
Yeah.
this is from the perspective, when we are allocating streams and subjects to students, do you
Hmm.
think there should be something in our mind regarding their percentage in 10th, which should determine if they can do psychology or not? Or is it okay to just give it on the basis of interest?
You mean to say,
No,
Latika, how to measure their aptitude?
actually, if
No, I'm
on
saying
my
that,
end,
some
I would,
students
I
who have
would,
not done very well in their 10th
10th
class
class. Okay.
exams
Hmm.
ma'am, actually, क्या होता है,
and
10th
want
में you
to.
have very variety of subjects, and if you do bad in one subject, it falls, your percentage falls. Supposingly, you want to take science, you got good marks in science, but in SST you got in 40s, so your percentage will drop. So, do you think is it wise to not give science to that student?
No, no. That we have over the years changed our entire
No.
criteria now
Ma'am,
of
that should
giving
not be
marks. It's
done.
not
It is
completely
completely done
individual
on.
mark. Does it make a difference, or because we don't, we actually give it to everybody? We are giving psychology as a subject to everybody. So I just wanted to know, is there anything we should keep in mind? Because sometimes what happens, the
Yeah.
child goes by the trend rather than what
Oh,
they can do or cannot do.
I agree totally with you. In that case, what we can do is we can conduct these small tests, like which I had, shared. I had shared a very mini version of that. And in order to give if you really want to decide on the psychology factor, then you can, conduct those tests in the classroom, or while you're like, if somebody certainly wants that and you think he or she does not suits into that, it is just because of the flow he or she is going. So you can make a standardized test for that
Okay.
and conduct it, which will
Some
help
kind of a
you.
some kind of a survey, some kind of a
Yes.
survey questionnaire kind of a thing, which would
That
assess
kind of
their
thing. But man,
which
these interest surveys, they are really very, easy to assess and easy to monitor and get the results out. So it will give you
Okay.
quite a lot of guidance in that.
Okay,
Knowing,
okay.
yeah,
It will be like a scale, a
Thanks,
measuring
Richa.
scale,
Yeah.
perhaps.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Uh, any more questions do we have? I don't think so. I mean, students should come up with questions. Psychology
yes, they
students should
have the
come up.
opportunity to
Of
actually.
course, of course. I wish like changing on, I mean, I wish like going back to school and studying from Richa or somebody, and asking questions, though it is not my subject, but psychology is something which is so common to all of us. And so many
Yes.
questions were bubbling out of me rather. So I
Um,
think students should come up with questions. And whatever I could, I asked on their behalf. Gauri, you would like to add up something, I believe, once again?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there are a lot of aptitude tests. Which one would you prefer?
which one? Like, what do you like?
What kind of
Do
aptitude
you,
test? Gauri?
do you know any?
No, ma'am. That's why I was asking if there's any you could prefer.
It's planned accordingly, according to the requirement. Like first we go ahead with 2 tests, and based on that, it is decided like what kind of aptitude test should be given to the student actually.
Okay.
ma'am.
So that is completely based on that.
Okay.
I think right now the students who are studying psychology should be exploring themselves, whether they are enjoying the subject, whether they feel that they have the ability to pursue it,
Right.
whether they have a personality. See, there are few changes, like ma'am is also saying, we keep on upgrading ourselves when we are doing this and practicing this. But there is some kind of a mini requirement that is needed. So if you feel that you're able to, you have that aptitude, you have that personality, and you are able to have that self service given to others kind of a feeling, then you should be pursuing it, because psychologist may money does not come easily, because it's a new field. To understand that, because there are the fields which are upcoming fields, you have to first make your place and then you will get a money. So you have to be very clear, not only with psychology, with other fields also. It goes
Right.
that the upcoming fields which are not
Yes,
aware, which
that
people
is
are
what
not
we were
aware
talking about.
about.
You really need to focus
Exactly.
on the process actually. That is the part
Exactly.
you can never
And
skip.
you can, exactly. And now, Gauri, and all the psychology students, think back how many times you were comfortable coming to the counselor. There are so many myths coming to a counselor, to a
Things are
psychologist. So we are
changing, but they
working
are
on that
taking time
stigma.
actually. Things are changing.
Yes.
And
Things are changing, and we need to work together to remove that stigma as psychology students.
And I would like to add one thing to this, that if you are having a passion for anything, be it psychology, be it art, be it science, if you have the passion, then money will flow in itself. You won't have to worry about it. It will flow in. It will definitely flow in. It is just you have to continuously work on the process, and you are good to go in any field. And money will, come in any field. It will come, but you really need to focus on that process. This I have actually faced myself, so I am in a better position to speak that. Because sometimes what happens, जब वो farmer seed sow करता है ना, वो plant बाहर नहीं आता, आया नहीं करके वो हम वेट करते रहते हैं, और एक टाइम आता है कि वो हम गिव अप कर देते हैं और छोड़ देते हैं उसको, कि छोड़ो, इसकी जगह दूसरा उगा देते हैं, वो सीड निकाली, दूसरी डाल दी. So that is what is not right, which we as students do. We need to water it, we need to give the right nutrients, we need to give right sunlight, तभी वो plant में निकल के आएगा बाहर, ऐसे नहीं आएगा. You really need to work hard, whatever the field may be it psychology, science, engineering, anything. So that is what my take on this is.
Yeah, Richa, what I get it from while you were talking about passion is, I read it somewhere that finding your passion is not just about careers and money. Actually,
Yes.
it's about finding your authentic self. Actually, passion is equal to finding your authentic self. Actually,
Yeah, definitely.
so I believe that is it, and I would really like one of them, one of the students, rather Gauri has taken up this initiative. She would like to compile things and what as a student they are taking in with them, some taking in points that she has in mind, and let's see what as a student she has taken.
Yeah.
Got it?
Okay.
Let's see. Yes, Gauri,
So,
over to you.
Ma'am, we are very honored to have you here, and I'm quite sure this session will prove to be very informative and helpful for our psychology students. and others as well. So my takeaways from this session were, the first one is Ikigai, the reason for being, which consists of three things: what I'm good at, what I love, and what the world needs. And that's really important for achieving a goal. The second one, personally for me, that has helped: don't connect your hobbies to your interests. This one has actually helped me clear the air. The third one is, we have to plan, manage, and focus on what we are doing.
Yes. That's very wonderful, Gauri. That's clapping.
Yeah, clap for her.
Really wonderful.
So, rather even I thought, I mean, when you were giving those quadrants and all, I think what I found a common factor in it was, do what you love. Whether you are good at it or not, just avoid other things and just do only those things what you love actually. Forget about whether you are good at it or not, but something which fulfills and gives you contentment.
Yes.
Isn't it, Richa? So this was a very good session by you, Richa. And if I can conclude by a saying by another psychologist, Wayne Dyer, he said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yes.
So I found it so appropriate. I tell this, I think everybody, each one of us should tell this to ourselves, that, you know, we need to change our outlooks. And actually the things change.
Yes.
So we are so thankful to you, Richa, once again with this wonderful session. We are hoping to have such interesting sessions in future too, so that you're always connected with us. Our students always need you, actually, and we also need you, Richa.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
And we also, yeah, and all the best to you too for your future endeavors, Richa.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And from
to all the students for their future and for the exams coming up and everything. All the best.
And I believe the recording, Richa, of this whole session will be there on our school YouTube channel. And we can pass it on to you too. And rather, if students come up with some more doubts, we are going to be in connection with you, Richa, for the in future.
Anytime, ma'am. Anytime.
So thank you so much, Richa. Thanks for the session.
It was wonderful being here with all of you. Thank you.
Same here. Same here. It was nice meeting you. Okay, Richa. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.